Yesterday, I talked about all these different diets. 1 week this is good, the next week carbs are good, carbs are bad, and how for me, the way that I've maintained and actually lost weight over time was because I've actually aligned my life with what fulfills me from a soul perspective. And since I recorded that, I've had a few other ideas that came to me that I just wanted to share as well as a sort of add on, really, to yesterday's video. And one of them was this one particular time, this experience I had where going back when I was younger and I used to do all of the I'm not allowed to eat this and I've got to eat this sort of diets. And I can remember this time, I think I wanted to eat something like some noodles or, something that wasn't your typical healthy food. But instead, I remember this so vividly. I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do the good thing and I'm going to eat some broccoli instead. So I cooked myself a bowl of broccoli, delicious, right? And I ate this broccoli and honestly, it gave me the worst stomach ache. I was in so much pain from eating this broccoli. And that was a real turning moment for me because I thought, well, if broccoli is so good for you, why is it giving me the worst stomach ache? And it really led me to everything that happened after that and to where I am now in the way I think about food. Because that was the turning point that, it started me on that journey of thinking, well, is everything about food? Is it always actually just about the chemical, the chemical elements in the food? Or is there an energetic element to it as well? An emotional component? So what I mean when I say that is now this is what I believe. And, this is what I've learned since that happened. What happened was I projected negativity onto the broccoli because I didn't want to eat it. Nothing in me really wanted the broccoli. And so I was sitting looking at this broccoli thinking, I don't want to eat you. And then I put that into my body. So there's a transfer of energy there. The transfer of energy went from negative energy from me, negative energy into the broccoli, and then negative energy from the broccoli back into my body. And then obviously that, hence my body is not going to accept that broccoli very well. And even though it's one of the superfoods, one of the most nutritious foods, the energetic part of it didn't work for me. It gave me a stomach ache. And that really changed my whole thinking about food. And on top of that, I used to live, I've got the evidence in case anyone thinks I'm making this up, but I was actually a Buddhist monk. It was actually a nun because it was in Thailand predominantly, and you can't actually be a monk if you're a female. So you get called a nun instead. So I lived as a Buddhist monk stroke nun in Chithurst Monastery in Peterborough in the UK. And then I moved to Thailand. And I lived in the world's biggest Buddhist temple, which has got 2,000 monks. And that's an amazing. I've got loads I could talk about on that. But I'm going to try and stay on topic, which is about food. And what I saw at the temple was monks live off donations. They don't choose what they eat. They literally get served a meal, and if they don't eat that meal, then they have to wait till the next meal time. There's no shop. They can't just go to the shop and buy food. They don't have a salary. They basically live, their living gets paid for and they have everything provided to them. So with that comes a huge lack of choice. And one thing I noticed with the food was that it wasn't typically that nutritious. In the West, we would think nutritious food is broccoli, salad, meats, just basically everything unprocessed. And the most common type of food that monks ate was actually white noodles. Either wheat noodles or glass noodles, rice noodles, maybe a few vegetables coated in oil honestly, like the level of oil is definitely not what you would associate with healthy eating. White rice, soya milk with, sugared soya milk, so not unsweetened but sweetened. And then fruits, yes. But I was looking at their diet thinking, why do the monks not focus more on eating healthily? Like, why is that not a thing for them? Because surely to find this level of enlightenment that I would assume, that's what they're all there for, right? The meditation, being in the present moment, increasing your vibration, increasing your consciousness, and finding Nirvana. Why, if food is so important, and I'm not discounting the importance of food, but I'm just suggesting that it's not the whole picture. If food was the whole picture and it was so important as like what Western people put onto it, why are these monks that are allegedly the most enlightened people in the world, and trust me, some of them, from a meditation point of view, they really are the most enlightened people. They can astral travel, they can go and get information from different parts of the universe and all sorts of amazing things. Why are they not talking about food more? Why are they not saying, we need more green leaf, broccoli? And again, so I had these conversations while I was there at the temple, and I asked about this, and they're all just about transmutation. So for them, they think that the energy, everything can be transmuted, which I found the concept that it was interesting because it fit my experience of the broccoli situation, where I projected negativity into the broccoli and then got negativity back. And they do the opposite. And actually, when you look at a lot of religions, most religions actually always talk about blessing your food. It's very common in Christian religion, typically back in the day when people actually sat round a table as a family. It doesn't happen that much anymore, but typically you would sit and you would pray before you eat and you would bless the food. Well, blessing the food is actually just projecting positive energy, love and light, gratitude, and all positive, and faith. Faith is probably the most important one actually in this scenario, because a lot of the reasons people don't eat certain foods is because of fear of getting fat, basically. That's it. Fear of putting weight on. So blessing the food with faith is a really good one, because faith is the opposite of fear. So it counterbalances that fear. So if you have a slice of cake, chocolate, lemon cake, carrot cake, whatever, project faith into the food, because then that positive energy and that faith energy is going to come back into your body, quite literally, and nourish your body. Physical nourishment, it's not just about the physical components of what is in the food. And again, it's such an interesting topic, which I've looked into in quite a bit of detail, because you can put the most healthiest item of food into your body, but your body might not be able to break that food down properly and extract those nutrients anyway. So sometimes, and this is a common debate around the raw food diet. So for example, there's a lot of people that advocate for a raw food diet because it's got higher contents of nutrition. However, because our digestive systems are quite weak on the whole, just generally, humans' digestion systems are weaker than what they should be, or what they could be, should I say. Even though we're putting a very healthy food into our body, we don't necessarily extract all that nutrient out of the food because of the way the energy, the flow of energy, if it's not working properly within your system, if that alignment isn't there between your thoughts and your heart and what you actually want to eat, the alignment isn't going to be there with the digestion. So you can put the healthiest food into your body, and if your body is rejecting it, it's going to reject all the healthy components of it as well. You won't get the vitamin C. You won't get the antioxidants. You won't get, the magnesium. it won't come into your body because essentially you've rejected it already even before you put it into your mouth. And on the flip side of that, if you eat an item that has a limited, let's say, amount of nutrients, let's take a Snickers bar. You could argue that there's some nutrients in a Snickers bar because it's got peanuts in. So it's got some protein. There are some nutrients in peanuts. There's a small amount of nutrients in chocolate. Actually, if you eat that and you eat it in alignment and you project positive energy onto it because you you want to eat it so much and you're going to enjoy it so much and you enjoy the experience of eating that food so much, your body is in complete alignment with that food. It'll extract all the positives that it can get and it will eliminate all the negatives because it's working 100%. Your metabolism, your digestion is working 100% efficiently because you were 100% aligned with the process of eating it. You wanted it. You appreciated it. There was no negative energy that you projected into it. It was all positive. So when it's assimilating through your digestive system will mirror that process and that will work 100% efficiently. Take as much good as possible, get rid of the bad. So there's an argument there for a case of intuitive eating. Just eat what your body craves. And you might find that the more you start doing that, the more your taste will change. And the more you might start drifting to actually just wanting to eat healthier food because there's no external rules that you're trying to work to. You're just tuning into what you want to eat at that moment in time. And because you feel good about what you ate, your body digested it well, it's landed well, you feel fulfilled, you don't then want to go and eat more because that small amount, that one Snickers bar, if you really enjoyed it so much, you actually don't want another one because you feel fulfilled with that one because you actually really properly enjoyed it for the right reasons rather than eating it for the wrong reasons, like through self-sabotage, in which case you're never going to feel fulfilled eating it because you're eating it for the wrong reasons in the first place. And then you'll just keep wanting more to try and get the fulfillment because it's not coming. So eating for the right reasons, it's not about what you eat. It's about the reasons why you eat and how you eat and what you project onto your food. So this is on another concept similar. There's a lot of Christians that, not really in Europe, but in other parts of the world, blessing your water is a big thing. And actually, I could argue that there's people doing that today in the Western world that actually aren't even Christian. But it is in the Bible. It is talked about in the Bible about blessing water. And again, similar concept. I think it's fairly common knowledge that maybe our sewer pipes are not the cleanest, the water that comes through your tap. There was a period of time when I only drank bottled water, but because of some logistics at the moment, I'm not really doing much online shopping and I don't doing a lot of buggy trips to the supermarket to get out the house, and bringing back heaps of water is just not really logistically ideal. So I have been drinking more tap water. And I've just been projecting everything I want in the water to be in the water. All the minerals I need, all the calcium, magnesium, and any nutrients that you should get from water, the hydration. And I actually feel really good about that. I think it's working fine. So I just wanted to add that on as an addition to my video yesterday, if anyone found that useful at all. And yeah, let me know what you think.